Hi guys, and welcome back to the Cassie Projects. So this week we're going to be doing an episode from the wonderful Create This Book 3. Mariah Elizabeth wrote these fantastic art prompts, and this is the third one out of the series, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. But to make it a little bit more interesting, I wanted to paint on a duck. Not a real duck, a rubber duck. But I'm not going to paint on this little guy. I'm actually painting on his mother today because it's spooky season and I didn't want to scare him. I thought I would make this episode nice and spooky for you guys. Of course, the prompt that I'm going to pick today is create fear. Draw the most terrifying monster you can come up with. First up though, we got some new pens. Arrtx kindly sent me the Simptap acrylic marker set, and this is the 48 set. It's gorgeous. Firstly, the box is stunning. It is glittery and so pretty, and it's these lovely pastel pink and green colour. So the Arrtx Simptap markers are very slightly different to the usual Arrtx markers, and that's because they've got a special little button on the top. Basically, this button allows you to pump the paint through to the tip. When you get those dried out markers, you never get this with the Simptap markers because you've always got that button to get them juicy and flowing again. It's still got that 1 to 6 millimeter brush tip, so you can still do fine lines and thick lines. To make the swatching more fun, I posted a video a couple of weeks ago, and that was the Just Add Spooky colouring book. We had a little play and coloured in some pages, and there's this wonderful page at the front where you can swatch loads of colours on these cute little pumpkins, and I thought it was perfect for this Halloween episode to swatch the Arrtx markers on. So we're going to go in with all the different colours. I thought I would put them in a nicer order first because I noticed the order in the box is just very random. There was no rhyme or reason to it, so I put them in a little bit of a nicer colour order. Something that I did like is that there's loads of earthy tones in this set. We've got lots of beiges and browns, which is really nice, but you've also got a few metallics in there. We've got the gold and the silver, which is very nice with the Simptap markers because you can get it pumping and get loads of gold and silver on there, and it's very delicious. I mentioned a few weeks back that when I hit 3K, I'm going to do a giveaway, and I'm really excited because Arrtx have offered to help me out. So they want to give you guys a set of 48 markers. Please do hit that subscribe button. The quicker we hit 3K, the quicker you guys get to win some awesome pens. Now I've swatched all those colours, I'm going to move on to the Create Fear page, and because I'm going to be using acrylic markers, I thought I would add gesso over this page. I've also got a line of tape through the middle, so I thought that gesso would cover that up a little bit. So now I've got that layer of gesso on, I'm going to let that dry and I'm going to prep my little rubber duck. Before I add the gesso onto it, I wanted to add a little bit of clay onto this. So I'm literally just blending the clay out with my thumbs, and I'm not making it neat, I'm not making it smooth, because I'm going to create a zombie duck. I'm so excited. So yeah, I thought, what could I do to make this rubber duck interesting and a little bit unique and a little bit spooky for our little spooky episode? I need some rough skin on the duck, and I need it to not be smooth and pretty because, you know, zombies have their flesh falling off. So I've just added these little pieces using my thumbs and just pushing them into the rubber. I decided to add a little bit of extra clay around the eyes, and then I've gone in with my tool to create the eye sockets. Basically, I'm going to put an eye in one of them, but the other eye I'm going to have hanging out. I've got that eye just resting onto the little cheekbone, and I've done this tiny little piece of clay going into the eye socket, attaching it onto the eye. So now we've got the clay on there, I'm going to let that dry, and this time it didn't take too long to dry because obviously I haven't got thick layers on there, these very thin layers, so I just left that overnight to dry. And then I went in with my gesso and covered up the whole thing entirely, and this just allows the paint to stick nicely to that rubber duck. So now we're going to get out the Arrtx markers and add a little bit of colour to this zombie looking duck, and I'm just going to add some red into the depths of those scars to make it look really gross and horrible. And I'm also going to add a little bit of black into there just to make it look old, like that blood has been there for a long time. And now we're going to move back onto the Create Fear page. So the Create Fear page, I decided that I wanted to draw in this zombie rubber duck. I mean, it's terrifying, isn't it? I mean, can you imagine playing with a rubber duck in the bath and it turns into a zombie? Oh, I'm embarrassing. So I went in with a pencil drawing, just got the outline of that rubber duck. And then I went in with my green Arrtx Simptap marker. I just added that green all over the duck, and I've added some darker greens for that shadowing area. Now I have been packing up lots and lots and lots of orders. Thank you so much for all your support, guys. If you are into art prompt books just like Create This Book, then you will probably love this for Christmas. I've also got the back completed now with a wonderful review from Christine from Courageous Painting. She is a dear friend of mine. I did a collab with her a couple of months back. Also got Sarah from So Craftastic. Sarah is just incredible. And then we've also got Di from Aussie Crafter, who is a fantastic, wonderful, crafty genius. They all received my book and really enjoyed it, so they've left a little review, a blurb on the back of the book for me, which is just so exciting, and I'm so pleased that they're enjoying the book as well. I wanted to add in just a little section of me packing some of those books up. So again, thank you so much, guys, for all your support. If you haven't already, you can pre-order your book at thecassieprojects.co.uk, and it will be released on Amazon on the 1st of November. I gave it this lovely orange beak, but don't worry, we're going to correct that later because this duck is now a zombie. He's not going to have those luscious lips for much longer. I'm adding some scars in there. I'm using my black Arrtx marker just to jagged out those lines where all those scars will be. And then I decided to go for a bright pink background. I'm not sure why, I just felt like it was, there was just a lot of contrast there against the green. I thought it would just look really fun and just a little bit different. You don't expect to see a bright pink on a terrifying, fearsome picture. Adding a little bit of red to that scar just to make it look a little bit more fleshy. I'm going to continue to do this. I'm going to add the red into each of those black areas that I've already created. And I wanted to make it just that little bit more creepy by adding a little bit of blood to the top of the beak and have it dripping down just to make it look super spooky. And I'm also going to put in the pupils on the eyes, of course. And then I'm adding some more darker greens there. So the joy of the Simptap markers is that you can blend them really nicely as well. You can get that fluid really coming out with the lighter green and then add those dots of dark green and it kind of bleeds into it. You can get that brush tip nice and clean again quite easily as well because you're pumping that acrylic paint straight through. So blending doesn't have to be an issue as well. It doesn't ruin the tips of the markers. I'm going to put the prompt back in, which was Create Fear, just as if it sat behind that rubber duck. So let's move back to our little rubber ducky. He is looking a little bit terrifying, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to start adding some more greens and some more dark greens just to add lots of muddiness to the skin. I don't want it to look bright and vivid and lovely. I want it to look a little bit, you know, messed up and muddy. So we're adding some dark green in there. We're adding the dark green beneath each of the scars just to deepen and darken it up a little bit more. And I'm also adding some more black and even some pinks to it to add that slight hint of a pink fleshy tone to show that it was once skin. But actually, rubber ducks aren't pink, they're yellow. So maybe I should have done a yellow fleshy tone. I didn't think that one through. So the beak is orange, and obviously zombies' beaks lips don't continue to have that bright vivid colour. So we're going to grey it up. So I'm adding some grey and some white, and I'm just blending that over the orange just to look like it's got no life in it anymore. So now we've got this gorgeous zombie duck. I wanted to add a matte varnish. Now the only matte varnish that I've got is my matte Mod Podge, so I thought I would try it out for this duck. So there you go, there is my lovely Halloween episode for you guys. I really hope you enjoyed my rubber duck makeover and the prompt that I did in the Create This Book thread. Thank you so much for watching. Do carry on watching some more videos over here. I will add a link to another Create This Book 3 video for you to enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.